you've clicked on this video, first of all, I'd just like to say thank you so much for being here, for being in this space. And I'd like to invite you to breathe in your incredible, unique, significant value. Venus in Taurus, it's really about your value and about your worthiness and your deservedness and your receptivity and your pleasure, while not being overly indulgent. It's indulging in the appreciation of your life. You may have felt this call to retreat, to come back. It's come out in the cards, the Hermit energy, retreat and recharge your energy. And let me know if it resonates for you, if you felt that call to different action today, like not jumping into the usual thing or your routines, perhaps a focus more on something that you've been wanting to do or into, and that you're asked to devote yourself even more to that. More devotion and discipline with your focus attention really comes quite strongly. And what you may find is if you're on devices and technology, you may find that there's this heightened polarity. Let me know if it resonates. That when you open up things, you're getting one of two things. You're getting either seeing energies of, say, new mentors or people that you really resonate with or vibe with on the frequency, or you're seeing more the energies of people that you're feeling or wanting or seeking or needing your attention. And that may become stronger and stronger. And it's showing you this kind of dualistic thing. It's kind of an energy of how you shifted in what no longer resonates with you, as in it's the end of March and there's a declutter, there's a detox, there's a come back into your own energy and your resonance and frequency. And there's something more about seeing more of your tribe as in who you align with and who you're becoming and where you're going and what kind of life you're calling in. Because ultimately we're in a simulation, it's a video game, and you get to play it in the way that you get to live the life that you want on your terms from now moment to now moment. And how much can you surrender to that? Also come out in the card and surrender. You're surrendering to a whole new level of your video game, the new baseline frequency, playing the game the way that you want, the way that it works for you. In devotional, wild, optimistic delusion, as you chip away at creating that long-term vision for your life of a legacy of your dream reality. And I went through this big time in my latest Substack article. Somewhere coming up as the post in the post here later on. And now you can go in and read that and subscribe to it. I believe it's a paid one because there's so much heart in that and the spiritual messages and themes of that movie and film that I absolutely love. And just, the wild optimism that he had, that how delusional he had to be to make it through that tunnel, to reclaim his liberation, his freedom, this huge energy coming up in April of a rejuvenation in you and what gives you energy and gives you aliveness. And I'd mentioned this towards the end of the article and how Morgan Freeman, who plays Red in that film, re-enters society. He's rehabilitated after he has like mastered the art of like not giving a crap anymore. And he finally is let out. And so that the spiritual message of that, the detachment, the literally not giving a fuck anymore, and bothered, then you get what you want because you stop pedalisting something, putting greater importance or value on something outside of you in your own life. You preserve a sense of dignity and value and your life force energy being the number one thing. So your health and your vibrancy being so important and really feeling that energy today and moving into April, the rejuvenation of what giving you life. So he pivots away from his job, his role, what Brooks had been doing when he left the prison. And it's just so soul sucking. Like he is put into another box, another cage outside of those walls where he's meant to conform to other people's expectations and demands and limitations. And bathing and marinating in these lower frequencies, and he decides to liberate himself, to follow in the footsteps of Andy, to go on the mission, to complete the task that he's been assigned. He has a purpose. He has something calling to him as his future self. Like, what are the potentials? The curiosity. I'm even feeling so much aliveness come through my body and tingles and goosebumps. Are you feeling me? Like, but what if I just go over there? What if I just get on a bus and go to that other city? What if I just take that chance? What if I just call that person? What if I just don't answer this and walk away? It's just all of these kind of things that can make us pivot and turn in new directions that may give us more energy and give us more life. And you're really called to do more of that throughout the month of April. And how much can you commit to it now moment to now moment that this is the creative inspiration that I'm getting. This is how I want to create anymore. And what's coming to me in my book, Evolving in Embodiment, which you can get on Amazon. If you're new here and you haven't seen me speak on my book before, there's a link in the description box below. I was getting recently to make sure that you're in resonance with the platforms that you're using in terms of frequency. And I literally been feeling like, that your Facebook and Instagram may no longer be resonating with you. You may feel called into being on YouTube or being on Substack or writing. And I'm seeing a lot of spiritual leaders out there feeling that pivot into not following the content consuming platforms, but being on the more creative ones, the ones where you're aligning with other creators, the one where you're meeting more of your tribe, where there's a support, where there's a community, where there's a network, where there's a giving, where there's celebration, where there's support, where you feel that it feeds your soul somehow. Let me know if that resonates for you. Because you may feel that you're quite frankly tired of some energies that just want to extract or consume or to take, or not wanting to give their life meaning or depth or value or be in a sense of aliveness, or like, well, wouldn't it be fun if we just went here, we just did that, this or that, or having a depth, having a kind of a purpose to their life, that you're not wanting to just stick to the same autopilot things and routines and rhythms, and that you're asked to inject more life into your life. The month of April, I'm feeling it personally for myself. And what has also come out on the cards is the sun coming back out for you. And you may feel even simply called to just be outside in nature more, and how the sun can recharge and regenerate you. And being more in your vibrancy is so important. And Lee Harris shared a post on this recently on galvanizing your energy. And, it's so important that you protect your energy, that you care for your energy, and that you have your practices. I did mention this in the Substack article also, and on my own personal spin and take on how you truly master that self-mastery and getting the best out of your energy and being in your vibrancy, and how you may be drawing a lot of attention in on you, a lot of eyes on you. You still get to observe and to discern with devotion and discipline what you are giving access to, what you're giving attention to, where your time and energy is going. Are you creating enough devotional space for your own creative power, for harnessing that frequency upgrade and elevation within your own energetics, your recalibration being so important in that recharging and allowing the sun to come out for you, being in your spiritual sovereignty and empowerment, and discerning what is seeking your attention, what do you want to give attention to, what feels in resonance with you in frequency and in the way that allows you to expand, to thrive, to feel that you're growing, that you're also pouring into your own dream, you're also having your own needs and values met. And what you may feel in connection is that you're getting even clearer on your values, and your values may not always be what the outside world may perceive of you. It's so interesting, and I went through that in my Substack article, and how Andy Dufresne seems to be this kind of enigma, and people wanted to just kind of crack him as a code, like, what is he thinking, how does he do that, what's he going to do next, and just intrigue or fascination, because he was just such an unbreakable spirit. He was just had unwavering, unshakable confidence and certainty and conviction in who he was and how his life was his on his terms. And he was not abandoning himself no matter what. There's your call to stick to that, to be wildly optimistic and delusional as you continue to pursue yourself. Pursue your greatness, pursue your greatest life, even pursue your greatest creative potential. Even simply being in that pursuit of yourself, more unfolds, is revealed to you, more synchronicity, what is for you. And the more you're in the fullest expression of yourself, the more you're drawing in the opportunities that are absolutely for you, because they resonate with you being your fullest self, your soul tribe, the people that want to invest in you, in co-creating with you, because they resonate with you expressing yourself as you are, allowing yourself to be seen and heard from that frequency. And it does ask you to take greater care of it, to cherish it, to know that you have embodied so much change. I mean, there may be people that want the shortcuts, that want to have life in some way that you have, or be similar to you, or embody something that you have mastered within you energetically, or have manifested in your reality. And it could simply be the essence of your being. Nobody can imitate or copy that. You're a unique soul frequency. Yet at the same time, all of the energetic shifts that you have embodied are alchemy or wisdom or medicine. That's why that your energy needs to be more selective and exclusive, You're not out there around everyone all the time because you understand that you're an activator. You're literally giving people life-changing transformation through them sitting in your work field. And not to be arrogant or egotistical about that, yet you may be taking away things that you don't want to be carrying. And there's a need for you to care for you more, to be selective about who has proximity or access, to be selective about where you're going and what environments you're in, and intentional in the sense that it's pouring into your vision and your dream. It's getting the best out of you, and it's allowing you to remain within your own frequency and in your own embodiment, because you've come such a long way for here in this video that you're absolutely not going backward. There's only forward. There's only one way out. There's only going through that tunnel, and the tunnel being your unconditional love. Do check out that article for more. So in your tarot, it's then coming out for you. We've got musical instrument. You're invited to play more sound healing frequency music and to embody the frequency that you want to be experiencing in your body, whether it's 432 hertz, which is very healing for the body on a health level, cleansing, purifying. 528, which is a love, it's very igniting of the heart and being in heart coherence. 741 for health, for regeneration of the cells, if you're wanting to bring in that sense of rejuvenation, detox, and cleansing, and bringing this harmony back into your cellular DNA. Being the Queen of Pentacles energy, nourishing you, your energy, your nourishment. This is a pleasure. This is really giving me Taurus energies of indulgence and value and worth, because you've got like the grapes and the life force energy. We also got holding up the pentacle of like, I know my value and worth. And it's almost like show me the money energy. Yet it's not just about the material. And if you're spiritual, yes, it is about money because you deserve to receive. Yet beyond the money, it's claiming your value and worth, that you are so valuable. And you've got to be the frequency of that. You've got to hold that within inner dignity, such as Andy did in the prison, always holding on to his dignity, regardless of the circumstances and what was going on. He was a force to be reckoned with. And that's why so many were trying to understand him, underestimated him, to break down his spirit. And it just was not possible because he was undeniable. He was already embodying regal energy, despite where he was. And there's just this signal, the reminder to you that regardless of your 3D circumstances or conditions, you are beyond them. And it's when you pedestal your own life force energy, your own value, your own worthiness, your own deservedness, that you can claim it and receive that in a quantum leap. You can literally experience a shift in this video. You can experience a shift today. Yet can you devote yourself in commitment to showing up with that remembrance and embodying that again tomorrow, on the next day and the next day, and to be on that chiseling journey of letting your greatness unfold through you, constantly aligning with and devoting yourself to discipline and devotion to that pathway for you. The Hangman asks you to surrender to the God force within you, surrender to your greatness, surrender to the next level and a new chapter coming in. And it may be that you feel some cycle has completely closed. You may have felt resistance to something recently. Let me know, drop a comment if that resonates for you too, that you've been devoted or committed to something in recent years and it feels like you're on a new frequency now, and there's a new expression, there's new creative expression, there's new opportunities, there's new possibilities, there's new people, there's new experiences coming into your reality. And it just requires such a trust fall, such a surrender, but also holding the delusional optimism of, wouldn't it just be fun? Or what if this is amazing? What are the chances that something incredible is happening for me right now? What are the chances that a large windfall is dropping in for me right now? You can claim that. What are the chances that all the right people just randomly, magically start showing up from right now? And it just takes me into so much more amazement and wonder and profound gratitude and appreciation and creation and expansion and enjoyment and pleasure. Wow. And that you can just manifest that and speak it into existence, and being on that frequency. Like, I know I'm meant for more. I know I'm here for more. And I know it's absolutely available and accessible to me. But you have to already be the frequency of I already am and have everything. We need to be repeating that to yourself, that you're not entertaining other energies or limitations or restrictions or projections that you may not prefer. You don't engage with those frequencies that may keep you in that pattern or loop. You pull back, you retreat, you recharge. You come into your wholeness, into your spiritual sovereignty. I am that I am. I am that I am. I'm whole. I already am and have everything. All is well in my world. Everything is unfolding magically and perfectly. I'm so grateful for having received. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. And you allow the sun to come back out for you in bolder, bigger, more badass ways. That does call you to be a little bit more badass. And I went through the Substack article. I went into how Andy becomes this rebel with heart since he does. There's the kind of like two can play that game. I'm hearing that song. Two can play that game, where he has to become corrupt to play against corruption. You know, those that are seeking to manipulate and control, he outsmarts them and outshines them. Yet he's still a person who has dignity and compassion and empathy and heart. So if you have been in toxic cycles, you experience dynamic with highly narcissistic people, to know that these people were all initiators and gave you lessons and wisdom. Getting a message that was coming to me, which I'm choosing out of my own sovereignty not to share, since that's a boundary. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. This is how you own and master, and what you're revealing, what you choose to share about yourself or you do not, is within your own sovereignty. You get to decide and choose what you reveal, what you don't reveal. There's just a very impromptu example of that, case in point. I mean, Andy in that movie didn't put all his cards out on the table. He absolutely kept his own mission with God close to his own heart and contained within the Bible as well. Okay, with the tool. We do go check out that article and let me know if you appreciate it for all the spiritual messages and mastering these things and self-mastery and how you take yourself forward. So there could be a message in that for you that I'm now being told is the purpose of that. But if you feel you've got new insight or a new chapter or new experience or a new project coming through for you or landing, or something's being channeled or you're being given signs about something at present or at the beginning of April, to safeguard that and keep it between you and God as sacred, so that you don't allow any outside interference with that, because it really is between you and your own channel and God, and you deserve to expand to water, to nurture and nourish that in this energy, where you're in your enjoyment, your satisfaction, your pleasure, your receiving, and you may feel that you are more abundant and that you receive even more money through that possibility or opportunity that may be coming through for you. But for here and now today, you're asked to retreat and to recharge, perhaps to meditate on what that may be. Be in nature, walk on the earth, stop and smell the roses. The energy of Venus and Taurus is really being present to yourself, your life force energy, valuing yourself, valuing your body, nourishing yourself, just even loving your own energy, making you so much more magnetic to even better. Let me know if this message has resonated with you. We're back soon with April energies, rejuvenation. Get into your childlike nature and spirit, and see you soon in the next one. Thank you for being here, for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Lots of love.